Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. In this video I want to talk about the Ethereum chart, what we're doing, what could be next. I want to show you two scenarios based on the Elliott Wave method. They are basically both bullish scenarios, and I will tell you which one I think is the more likely. What we can see here on the Ethereum chart, that we're currently really at a make or break point here. It is really now that decision key or key decision moment that will decide on where will we be heading. We are in this support resistance zone. It was resistance, it now is support at $4,000. You can see on the right hand side how we're currently fighting around these $4,000. We had this inverse head and shoulders, which we highlighted on the channel. At the time I gave you a price target. We took the length of that head, basically added it to that breakout point, and based on that, that should have taken us to 4,500 around, you know. What we need to say with these target levels, I think, to be honest, it would have been a bit higher actually. I think that's probably that one. No, leg line somewhere there, a bit lower, around 4,600, right? Because that is not very accurate here as well. So it all depends on how high do you go, do you take the weeks or whatever. So 5,000, 4,500, 4,600. No, we're not there yet. We came very close with 4,400 nearly. And then we obviously retraced now that Bitcoin dropped as well. We are holding the $4,000 level at the moment, and I want to show you based on the Elliott Wave method where we could be heading next. I applied the Elliott Wave count as I did for Cardano. It's always quite a bit of work because you need to get the counts right and take the fibs into account and everything. But I think I came to two good scenarios that we're going to have a look at in a minute. What we can see here, however, at the moment is a double top, a clear double top, which could indicate that we're really struggling to move higher here. And I think if we break that $4,000 level, then we'll certainly come down to the next support level. Well, first of all, to the 20-day moving average, which is at around 3,800. And if we lose that, then we can come down to 3,682. Right, and let's take a look at fib levels, not fib levels, but the Elliott Wave method. So what you can see here, let me just make that a bit larger, a bit clearer. We've got two alternatives here. I've got one alternative in green and one possibility in green and one in orange. I personally think the orange one is the most likely one, and I'll take you through both of them. So what we see here is down here. Yeah, we are starting here in towards the end of September, where we have a 1-2 setup here, and from here we've been moving up. In green, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 would be somewhere up here. Yeah, so that first one would indicate that we're currently actually in a wave 5 to the upside. Yeah, so that would indicate that we've seen the 4, that corrective wave 4. Which, and by all means, these are only small scale waves, which means that if we hit the 5, then we will probably have an ABC correction, after which we continue our wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again to the upside. So that is the first scenario. That would indicate, right, we've seen the 4 down here on the 18th of October at a low of around 3,600, right? From here then, we are moving up to a wave 5, and we would hit a target at around 4,700 to 4,800, in that range. Or even a little bit, probably like 4,750 to 4,900 or something. The reason I say that, that's the 1.618 extension level from that wave 1 to the, between wave 1 and wave 3. So that is basically that price target that you would expect, at least to reach the 1.618 extension level. Now that assumes that we continue our way straight away without any further correction, that we've seen the 4 already. That would indicate that. Now we don't really know that at the moment because we're at a make or break point really. We are currently coming down here and shouldn't really go below that current top here of around 3,990. So it is okay to go a little bit lower for a short period of time. That can happen. But if we really break that and come down, then we would go with the second scenario, which would indicate that here in orange, again, 1, 2 stays the same, but then we would have had a 3 up here. That was then a 3 on the 21st of October at around 4,380 or something. And from here, we would then at the moment be in a wave 4 to the downside, which I think is the more likely scenario because we've seen a double top here and we are currently struggling to hold the $4,000 level. And also because I think that Bitcoin will come down once more. And I did say that in today's Cardano video. So that would play out as a wave 4 to the downside then, which would take us to a level of around $3,500. And from here then, from that roundabout $3,500 level, we would then go further up to levels here of around $4,800. As I said, I don't think it's very likely that we go through here while Bitcoin is coming down. That's the tricky bit because we need to also take into account Bitcoin a little bit. So if we say Bitcoin comes down once more, then I think Ethereum will come down together with Bitcoin, would come into that level where we will then set ourselves up for further continuation to the upside. Please understand that this is actually a bullish scenario, pretty much like my scenario for Bitcoin is also bullish. Been talking for a few days now about that ABC correction for Bitcoin, which is playing out now. My last video I made yesterday about it before it happened. And yeah, for Ethereum, I see this as the most likely scenario. Again, I have no crystal ball, so I'm not 100% sure if that will play out, but that would obviously assume that we've seen the high here of the wave 3, which I think is likely given that we have seen a double top here as well, which is a potential reversal pattern. Now, if we take a look as well on the indicators, let's take a look on the daily for Ethereum here. We can actually also see, and that's also another reason why I think it's likely that we come down once more. The MACD is actually quite high and the MACD is losing steam and we're about to have a bearish cross here on the MACD. So that indicates that possibly tomorrow we will get into the red zone here on the MACD histogram, which basically indicate whenever that happened, we have seen a bit of a correction. Yeah, so that is very imminent. And also on the RSI, we are dropping now. We have seen bearish divergences. Yeah, and I think I mentioned it in my last Ethereum video. I haven't done many, but we can see from that wave to that wave, that was a lower high, and also from that wave to that wave, where we make higher highs on the price, but we make lower highs on the RSI. That pretty much indicates, you know, and again, one more thing to say here, from that high to that high, yeah, it is pretty much, whoops, let me just go back. It is pretty much the same level, yeah, the same price level, but you can see that the RSI is actually down, indicating that if the RSI is lower than the previous peak and the price level is pretty much at the same level or even a higher level, that indicates that most likely that resistance will not be broken. Again, it's no guarantee, nothing works 100%, but if the RSI was now higher, yeah, that would then more likely mean that it will be broken because the trend is stronger. I mean, the RSI is quite an objective indicator. I really like it because it looks at so many things. It looks at, you know, how many bullish, how many bearish candles are there, what is like the average price difference and the development and the momentum and so on. So I really like the RSI. Indicators like the RSI are much more objective than drawing trend lines or so. So yeah, that is why I think that alternative that I showed you here in orange is more likely. Again, still a bullish scenario, and I expect that to play out fairly quickly. Even if it takes a couple of weeks or so, we will have enough time to get back to all-time highs. That's my view on it. Let me know what you think. Hope you liked that update. By the way, on my second channel that you can actually find in the description, I will very shortly, I will launch a series on Elliott Wave analysis so that you can first of all learn to apply it yourself and also learn to understand what I'm talking about here, because not everybody is familiar with Elliott Waves. So yeah, by all means, check my second channel out. There are already videos on technical analysis and indicators, and there will be a series on yeah, Elliott Waves very soon. All right, so hopefully again you liked the video. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.